I'm Ken Grojes, and to be honest with you, I was on my way to another meeting, and I felt guilty. And I wasn't speaking on behalf of many of the students. Maurice, who is here, Mio, Corey, Matt, and a number of others. So I've been teaching about 37 years. The last 12 have been in higher ed. And what I've noticed is that the people who get math grants are the ones who continue on and go on to complete their degrees and become gainfully employed and pay taxes and things like that. At a time when we have to be so careful about every dollar because we don't have very many of them, I would argue that the MAP grant is a much better investment because you're taking a very small amount of money, these people are becoming gainfully employed, rather than putting money, for example, the average cost per prisoner, they said was 18 to 20,000, but that doesn't count the people who, the prisoners who keep coming back, the recidivism rate. So the investment in the MAP grant is very small, but it yields very large results. And I think that is something I would like to emphasize on behalf of the students who are here. Society says, as some of the other students said, society kind of tells people if you do the right thing, if you work hard, you work 2 or 3 jobs, you raise your kids, you set a good example, you get all these grants, you get a degree, and we'll try to help you out. And I'm hoping, and my question is, will the state help these people out? Because in the long term, it's the best deal for the smallest amount of money.
Robson is a professor here at Sandburg.
Yes, I am. And I've also been a teacher for 37 years, and I'm very proud of it. I'm very passionate, and I always feel like I just love my job, that I need to give back. And one thing I want to tell you is don't give up. These stories were heart-wrenching. Sacrifices are tough in our lives. My parents both only had 8th grade educations. Their parents came from Italy. Italy. So, they had a corner grocery store. You probably don't remember them, but they did exist, and we lived in the back of the grocery store. My parents spoke English at 8th grade, obviously, and had to help run the grocery store. However, they allowed me to live my dream. There was a teacher scholarship back in the 70s that helped me pay for my tuition and fees. So it's my turn to encourage other people follow your dreams. And I see people here I had at Lombard Junior High, I had here at Carl Sandburg College, and they are now great people, and it's nice to see that. I also attended a forum here in the 80s, Congressman Evans. You were here, Tom? I don't know. But anyway, it was the same topic. They were going to cut financial aid. And so I attended this forum. It was in our boardroom, very informal. We selected some students, a couple of faculty members, and I remember telling Congressman Evans that it's not that the poor cannot succeed in college, it's that they can't afford college. And he said, Mary, can I use that quote? I said, yes, you may, and please, politicians. It's true, I mean, we have to make education affordable. It's been broke since I've been a child. And I even hate to compare this to our healthcare system, but I see some similarities. And I'm glad this wasn't a healthcare forum where it turned into, heated discussions. That isn't going to get us anywhere. We'll still have the problem next year, the year after. Please fix the problem. And to all the college students, I'll tell you what my parents did with their 8th grade education. They never let me give up. Don't give up. Thank you.
So what do we do? You do what you can for whatever station you are at in life. You do what you can, and you have faith in the future. Forget the evidence that is in front of your eyes. Tangible evidence can be misleading. Choose to believe in the future. You stay hitched. You go to Springfield. You stay in contact with elected representatives, and you expect the best nothing less than the best as a matter of routine. I'm tired of driving out of the state of Illinois, crossing the Mississippi and going into Iowa and feeling a sense of relief as I transition into a state that by comparison people can be proud of. I'm from Illinois. I don't want to feel this way about Illinois. It's worth fighting for. A community college is a good battleground. It's a good high point to pick your spots from and stay hitched. To go beyond this, I would repeat myself. But I'm an optimist. I believe in the future, and as Representative Moffitt and Representative Myers alluded to, can you imagine finer people to invest in than have assembled in this room today? And we all know there are hundreds more that couldn't be here. We know that. So be their representatives and challenge our elected leadership to provide the best. And listen to them, because they've got some ideas to get leadership to change the state of Illinois. We have compounded the leadership that takes far more time and effort to keep themselves in elected positions, particularly within the state Senate and the House of Representatives. We have a president of the Senate and a chairman, if you will, of the House of Representatives that have figured out ways of keeping themselves in office, regardless of what your wishes are. We have redistricting and census that's taking place here in the near future. Our elected political divisions are set up so that people that are currently in office are almost guaranteed to stay in office. And as Representative Moffitt has shared with me relatively recently, it's gotten to a point now where some elected officials actually are in a situation where they get to choose the people they represent, as opposed to people getting to choose who represents them. So this map issue, as important as it is, I don't mean to overwhelm, but it is but one manifestation of a real problem we're dealing with. I think it's better to diagnose the full size of the problem and get our minds wrapped around the whole issue, and because we do have good representatives to work our interests through and communicate with them or through. So it's a much bigger issue, and it's going to take a lot longer to fix it. It may be your children or your children's children by the time we can finally catch a breath and say, we finally gotten to a point where we really would prefer to be as a state and as a community. So I applaud you for being here today, and I'm asking you to make a leap of faith and view this as an opportunity, not a problem. It's an opportunity, and it has to be viewed in that fashion. Thank you for being here today.